Hello, hello. I am Coach Corey Sartori, and I am excited to talk to you today about what might be holding you back from living your dream life. So, like I said, I'm Coach Corey Sartori. I have been coaching since 2016, and I help female entrepreneurs overcome imposter syndrome, grow their confidence, and step into their power. So, I have been coaching for many years, and what I found that really comes up a lot for people is they're stuck or they're being held back in their life and they're not really sure why. And so that's what I kind of want to dive into today. So as we begin, I want you to take a moment and I want you to think about your dream life. What would your dream life look like? What would it feel like? I want you to take a moment and think about that. Like if you were living your best life, your dreamiest life, what would it look like? What would it feel like? Who would you be surrounded by? What would you be doing? Where would you be? Maybe the mountains, the beach. Think about your dream life and what does that look like? What does that feel like? And now I want you to think about what is holding you back from having this dream life. What is stopping you from having it? Take a moment to think about that. What is stopping you from having the life you desire, a dream life, the life you love? And very often when I ask this question of what's holding you back from having this life, people will either come up with a lot of excuses or they say nothing, right? Nothing's holding them back except fear. Fear is keeping them stuck in the same shitty relationship, doing the same old thing, in a job they don't really love, feeling unfulfilled. And so many of us live here. We're too afraid to get uncomfortable. We are afraid of what other people think. We are afraid of rejection, of failure. We live in fear. We have that fear of failure. And so we just stay stuck in the same old. And I absolutely get that because I look back on who I was before I started my self-development transformation. And that person was stuck because I had so much fear. I've shared before, I spent over a decade in a toxic codependent relationship, and I kept going back to that because of fear that I'm never going to find somebody else, fear of just so many things, like that fear of being alone. And so I stayed stuck. I stayed in that place. And I did well in my career. However, the rest of my life was just sucked because I let fear keep me stuck in a place that I was unhappy. And I want to share this story real quick before we move on. But I even look back when I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to be a female entrepreneur. I always have wanted to own my own business. I spent so many years working in the corporate world, helping other people make millions of dollars, right? Running their businesses and doing things like that. But I always knew I wanted to have my own business. And so when I was 26, I quit my job and I started a photography company. And I had no idea how to run a business. And I let fear take over. And I went back, running back to a full-time job as quickly as I could, probably within 60 days. Because fear got into my head, that imposter syndrome, that fear of failure, the fear of what other people think, the fear of not being good enough, all of these fears stopped me from doing it. And so I quit, I bailed, I went back to a full-time job. And I look back, this is many, many years ago, but if I had stuck with that, I would be damn good by now. And I loved taking pictures. I loved editing photos. I loved doing things like that, but I let fear stop me. So I just quit and I went back to a full-time job. And so I'm grateful that I've done so much work because I still feel fear as a female entrepreneur, as a coach, as a mom, as a wife, and I do it anyway. And so that's what I want to offer you today. It's okay to feel fearful. It's okay to be scared. But you will never grow unless you are willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to feel the fear and then do it anyways. And so, fear will hold you back. It will keep you stuck. And I know it did for me. I know it has for my clients. And so today I want to offer you some actions, some things that will hopefully help you feel the fear and do it anyway. So that first thing that I want to offer you today is identify your fear. Like, what are you scared of? Because if you're feeling stuck in any area of your life, maybe you're feeling stuck in your relationship, maybe you're feeling stuck in your career, maybe you're feeling stuck with your health goal, like there's got to be some fear in there. And what is it? What is the fear that you're feeling when you think about this part of your life? And so identify the fear. What is it? Because often we don't know. We feel it maybe in our chest or our gut. We feel that fear, but we don't actually know what it is. Maybe we can't put a word to it, but we feel it. And so you need to sit down and take some time to identify that fear. So thinking about what is that fear, you need to identify it. The second thing is, once you identify it, I want you to journal. I want you to spend time journaling about this fear. So why am I fearful? What is the worst thing that could happen if this, thing that I've created in my mind came true? What would I do if I failed? And so journal about your fear. What are like the worst case scenarios that could come up? This really helps you release a lot of it, right? Like getting it out on paper and seeing it and reading it and being like, oh yeah, like, okay, it's not as scary as it is in my mind once I get it out on paper. So that's the second thing, journal about it. The third thing is I want you to remember failure is only feedback. I have failed so many times in my life, over and over and over. I failed as a mom, I failed as a wife, I fail as a business owner, I fail as a coach. And every time I fail, it is an opportunity to learn and grow and become better. Okay, it gives me the time to reflect and say, okay, well, I totally effed that up. I suck. What can I do now? Or what can I learn from that? And how can I do better next time? So failure is only feedback. The fourth thing that I want to offer you is I want you to visualize success. Like that thing that you're afraid of, maybe that goal you're scared of achieving. I want you to visualize success. So what would it look like? What would it feel like to release this fear, right? To do the thing that scares you. What would your life look like? And that visualization, I want it to inspire you and excite you. And then anytime you're feeling that fear, come back to this visualization. Come back to the feelings, come back to the vision in your mind, and then feel it in your body. So fear will come up for you. And it's going to come up again and again and again, and that's just what happens, and that's fine. But you have to make the choice to do the scary thing anyways. That's how you'll grow. That's how you're going to create a life you absolutely love, is when you constantly step out of your comfort zone, right? You ask that special someone on a date. You make that first sales call. You can do it. You can move past that fear, and each time you do, you get a little bit braver, a little bit braver. And there's still going to be other things to fear, but they're going to be, they're going to be up here. You're right here now. Like, you got to start working on those fears. Start here so you can get here. So I do things that scare me every day. I do things that make me uncomfortable because it helps me become the person I am meant to be. And I want this for you too. So I challenge you, take on these actions to let go of those fears, or to move past those fears, or to just lean into those fears. Again, real quickly, I want to run through those again. Identify your fear. What is it? What are you afraid of? And then journal about it. Take time to sit and just get some words out on paper. What's coming up for you? I want you to remember failure is only feedback. You have to fail to grow. And then visualize your success. See it in your mind's eye. Feel it in your body. Then you will create it. Okay. So I hope that you take these ideas away. I hope you implement them into your life. If you are serious about transformation, if you want to stop spinning your wheels, if you want to get unstuck, I have 3 spots open right now for my coaching program, and I would love to help you step into your power. I would love to help you feel constant joy in your life and attract loving relationships. send me a DM with the word transform to learn more. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I look forward to connecting soon.